You know, Disney in the last 10 years at least has totally embraced feminism and therefore is very anti-male in almost everything, including Frozen. Like people don't realize how feminist and how anti-male Frozen is because it goes under the radar. The opposite would be like what's it, Maleficent? I'm screwing up the name, but that was such an overt uh, feminist propaganda that people don't mention it anymore. And I think that's done on purpose. It's not just that it was a second rate film, which it was. People don't really want to keep talking about it. Frozen is covert to the point because that people don't really realize what it is because people don't know the original story that it came from, the Snow Queen. The Snow Queen was the villain in that story, right? So it's basically taking all the female villains, taking the villainy out of them and placing it on a male character. So, and this is, people don't realize the bait and switch. Now, the second Wreck-It Ralph does have connection to it, right? Because the idea is the princesses were saying, oh, how dare we always be in this situation where we're the ones getting rescued. And so they rescue Wreck-It Ralph, but in a very nasty way. He's not valued as a guy. You see, they rescue him by putting him in the dress, the female dress, they emasculate him. And of course, he isn't kissed awake with a woman because they're saying you don't deserve that. That's why it's supposed to be funny, but this was not funny. I wanted to walk out of the theater when I saw this. Because it's basically saying, we're not putting our lips next to you, you low-life scumbag. So you know that was the propaganda, like, oh, all these princesses, they're being saved. Now it's our turn, right? Yet the actual Snow Queen, it had that. It had the reversal. I'll show you. This is a one you can find on YouTube. It's the Snow Queen, and basically this young fella Kai is best friends with this girl. It's not even a romance, really. They're too young for that. He's her friend, and she values him, and she comes to his rescue against the Snow Queen, right? So they already had an old story that went opposite to the standard. So why didn't they use this? When they grabbed up the Snow Queen, why didn't they use it as it was? Right? Because I'll tell you why. Because for her to rescue Kai, she would value him. They would say Kai is a worthy person to be valued. And there's none of this kick in the face like Wreck-It Ralph. She cares about this guy, and she comes to his rescue. You know, let's see if I can see. I can't play it because they'll just copyright me. But here she is. She's running. She's actually coming to his rescue. And through this, I recommend you can actually watch this. It's a cute little rendition. And it's all about her valuing him as a friend and coming to his rescue when he needs her. So he's valued, and it is reversed. So again, why didn't they use this? So this is the creator, of course, the feminist, and she had this version that she could have easily used and say, look, there's a Disney princess that comes to the guy's rescue. So we'll hear the gaslighting from this person.
So, how was it transferring the original version of The Snow Queen into an animated musical?
It's not easy.
No.
It was fun though.
Not easy at all. I mean, the original, you speak very well about, well, let you speak about it. The original story.
You know, the original story and poetic, and it's a lot of things that cinema is not. Cinema is much more concrete. So we really had to work our way in and see what was resonating, and we drew from the very powerful theme of love versus fear, which is a neat twist and not to do good versus evil. But
how could you not do good versus evil? The Snow Queen is the villain. So, I mean, there was a bad version. How would you do it otherwise?
And to you know, keep these strong female characters, but give you know, Gerda in that as a little girl who struggles to save her friend, who's a boy, Kai, from this evil Snow Queen.
There you go. They're admitting it. She struggles. She's the heroine who rescues the guy. That's what all these people, these feminists, tell you they want. And we know that everything feminists say are lies.
And we had more fun when we gave Kai story to Elsa.
Yeah. See, they drained off the valuable male character and gave it to a girl.
The two sisters, and suddenly there was a real emotional connection, and so we
There wasn't an emotional connection between this little girl and her male friend. There was only an emotional connection when it's between two girls.
So went back to it, but we had to make it our own to really kind of say who are these people, and not just sort of
They
symbolically.
had to make it their own. In other words, we had to make changes so that the male character wasn't valued.
They are, but really make them feel human and real.
And they're making it a musical. It has so many great emotional moments and comedic moments. And we talked with Bobby Lopez and Kristen Anderson Lopez, our songwriters, and they always say that some of the best songs, or the time for a song, is when the characters, there's so much emotion that they have to sing it. And that's sort of what we have in this movie, and it was kind of a given to do it as a musical. We always wanted to do it as.
What does that have to do with anything?
Cool. I mean, kind of by doing that, you managed to humanize the villain, the archetypal villain of the story, and Elsa very, very well. And also kind of created a more kind of wolf in disguise version of the villain in Hans.
There you go. They took away the villain from the Snow Queen and they put it on a male character, Hans. Tell me, I thought this wasn't about good and evil. Why does there have to be a male villain if there's not about good and evil? Like, why does this guy exist? I mean, people even watch this movie, didn't really get it. They actually said, oh, I mean, this guy was, there was no motivation for him to just be evil, or we've seen this kind of twist before where the guy who you think is a good guy turns out to be evil. But of course, they missed the point. They missed the point. They need a male villain. And it's, of course, in a way that, wow, you know, her sister, whatever her name is, she was going to get with this guy, but no. This guy is no good for her because he's a guy. And her real love is for her sister. I would have respected Disney more if they made it a lesbian affair and said, hey, they're lesbians. They're sister lesbians like you would see in anime. I'd have more respect for Disney. But they can't go that way, can they? So anyway, I know I'm beating a dead horse, but here it is. There's the male villain. The female can't be a villain, and they want to make a male a villain. So they inserted one. So this isn't about good and evil. Come on.
I mean, kind of, yeah, I mean, it seems like quite a feminist movie in many ways. Like, how
It is a feminist movie, period. It villainizes the male sex. And the one guy who's supposed to be a good guy, he didn't get together with anyone, does he? The guy with the reindeer, whatever his name is. He doesn't get any. He's a good male ally. He's a good feminist ally where he helps the girls and he gets nothing.
do you feel about that?
Well, again, the original story is has really strong female characters, and we love the idea. Again, Anna's armed only with love, and that's all she needs. I mean, her journey is about learning what love is.
But you can't have that, can you? because she saves the boy, and the boy is treated with love and respect. And so they had to destroy that.
And that she has a very naive view of that in the beginning of the film, and she has a very sophisticated view of that experience, and that involves romantic love. But in that, with Elsa, we didn't feel the need to make her a villain. In fact, we were more excited when she was complex. And
She isn't complex, though. There's nothing complex about Elsa at all. And she didn't have much of a journey either. So this is more gaslighting. This is what these feminists do. They're gaslighters and they're bullshitters.
And it just felt like her story, there was a lot more to draw out of it by having her live in fear of who she is. And I think a lot of people relate to that.
Then why did you need a male villain like Hans then? If that was your goal. And I thought you Disney guys, people, were all about destroying the old, what is it? The old trope. You love that word, trope, of the girl getting rescued by the guy. So here's the Snow Queen, where the guy gets rescued by the girl, and that wasn't good enough. And you know why. And I know why. See, I think most people know why. They just don't want to admit it.
More than the villain, and letting the real villain in many ways actually be fear. Let it be something that is sort of taking over the world in the version of Snow, using Snow as that.
This person's full of shit. These hateful people, like, they're serving this to children. Now, I got to admit, Frozen is the least harmful I've seen, because little girls go there. They're too small to know anything about romance or really care about it. They just know that Elsa sings a song they like, and she has all these magical powers, and that's good enough. But I mean, just the fact that these lowlifes, and this is what this woman is, she's a lowlife, had to destroy the heart of that story just to deny anything good coming to a male character. These are hateful people. There's nothing nice about them. There's nothing good about them. And this is all I have to show about this. Everything about this is gaslighting. And I really fear, because I know Wreck-It Ralph was damaging to little boys, because little boys would go and watch that. When I looked at the second one, where they rescued him, I said, oh my God, they are telling little boys that they are worthless and they should know their place.
Yeah.
She learns really what real love is.
Yeah,
as
and that's
opposed
part
to
of
romantic love. She starts off, it's all about the romantic love, but what is real
which
love?
we've all been there, you know.
We've all been there. And what and sort of redefining.
See, romantic love isn't real love. Because romantic love means the woman loves a guy. That's not real love.
True love. What really is true love? Or there can be many types of true love. So
Yeah.
I think that it's a journey. It's a coming of age for Anna. She learns that and teaches the audience that.
Yeah.
Okay.
How? How? You think little girls who watch this movie will get that message?
Romantic love for me in a relationship, it's sort of the first 6 months of a relationship. That's the hearts, the candies, the roses. That's all. That's very sweet.
Yeah.
And then real love kicks in. You know, you start to have the argument, the first argument, the first, you know.
So this guy's admitting that the typical relationship between a man and women are bullshit. He admits it. It's all you guys who fall in love with the girl and she falls in love with you. He's given 6 months, and he's correct. It has a shelf life, and it's very short. And after that, it's work for the guy. I'm glad this guy admits it.
You know, debates and really starting to work out. And that's where I think the deeper kind of relationship, the real love happens.
See, real love is arguments and debates. Is that the way his Elsa and her sister ends up, though? If that's real love?
And then that came the real love sort of led to how to redefine true love, redefine an act of true
family.
love.
Which
And
is
that
the
was through-
ultimate sort of goal in a way. And
So this little girl in the Snow Queen, the original story, rescuing this little boy who's her friend, where there's no romantic love. Why is that not true love? Why is that not true love? This woman, by the way, said she worked on Wreck-It Ralph, so there you go.
and is
Your
that
family,
is
right?
her family.
So that it was an evolution of ideas that led to that, but I think a little more something a little different for a Disney movie. So
Okay, well, wonderful. Okay, well.
Oh man, puke inducing, puke inducing. So we could have a Disney version of this great story where the little girl comes and rescues her little boyfriend. But because these disgusting feminists got a hold of it, we never saw that. What we got was this strange, well, it's not even strange, this hateful version. By the way, Elsa, when I saw the very first one or the clips or whatever, she always came off as a spoiled person. She didn't have anything going on. Like people said, she made a castle out of ice. And they said, okay, what's she eating? What's she living off of? Anyway, this is as far as I'm going to go with this. I mean, it's just disgusting. Like all the Disney's newest films. Goodbye.